This is an ultra-deadly weapon engineered to kill enemy soldiers on the battlefield. Yet the gun industry has flooded our neighborhoods, our schools, and even our churches and synagogues with these deadly weapons and has gotten rich doing it. Our investigation shows that 5 major gun manufacturers collected a total of more than $1 billion from the sale of assault rifles over the last decade. Our investigation also found that gun manufacturers use dangerous marketing tactics to sell assault weapons to the public. That includes marketing to children, preying on young men's insecurities, and even appealing to violent white supremacists. Finally, we found that even as guns kill more Americans than ever, none of those companies take even basic steps to monitor the deaths and injuries caused by their products. This is beyond irresponsible.
Ironically, cities with the worst crime rates are the hardest place to buy guns. Years of gun control laws in cities like New York and Chicago have failed. That's why I will continue to protect the rights of all law-abiding gun owners who safely use, store, and carry firearms, including the AR-15, which is the most popular rifle in the United States. It's become clear that the two parties in Washington have very different solutions of putting an end to the violent crime wave across the nation. Republicans want to target criminals. Democrats want to target lawful gun owners and take away their guns.
How many more American children need to die before your company will stop selling assault weapons to civilians and children, the weapon of choice in most mass murders in our country?
Congresswoman Maloney, I believe that these murders are local problems that have to be solved locally.
I don't consider the modern sporting rifles today that my company produces to be weapons of war. And like all Americans, I grieve, when we read about these tragic incidences. You ask what the industry has done and what our company has done and can do. One of the things you referenced was the Sutherland Springs situation. In that case, the evil person who perpetrated those crimes and committed those murders was allowed to buy a firearm that, frankly, he should not have been allowed to do.
Will you accept personal responsibility for your company's role in this tragedy and apologize to the families of Uvalde?
These acts are committed by murderers. The murderers are responsible.
I grieve, like all Americans, at these tragic incidences. Again, to blame the firearm, the particular firearm in use here that we're talking about, modern sporting rifles.
Thank you.
To blame the firearm as an inanimate object.
I hope the American people are paying attention today. It is clear that gun makers are not going to change unless Congress forces them to finally put people over profits.
My colleagues seem to forget that the American people have a right to own guns. It's a constitutional right to defend themselves.